Good morning, students. Today we are still continuing with the chapter Fundamental Operations in Algebra, and we are going to start with exercise 2C. That is the third exercise of chapter 2 in algebra. So let's start with the topic. Now, in this exercise, we are going to continue with the operation as division. In the case of division, we are going to see the sign first, like we have done in the case of multiplication. Here in the case of division also we are going to do the same thing. Now when we are talking about division, there is an expression which has to be divided. It will be called as dividend, and the expression by which we are going to divide will be called as a divisor. Now if both dividend and divisor are positive, then the result will be positive. Even if both of them are negative, then also the result will be positive. But if only one of them is negative, then the result will be negative. So we are going to take care of the sign once we are going to operate the algebraic expression. After the sign estimation, we are going to talk about the division regarding numbers or digits, and finally we are going to go for division for variables. So let us quickly start with the exercise. We are doing question number 1, the first part of it. In this question, if you see, we have to divide 8x by 4. So the dividend is 8x and the divisor is 4. So what we are going to do, because both of them are positive, the result will be positive. The dividend and divisor both are positive. The result will be positive. We are going to continue with the division for numbers. So 8 will be divided by 4 and the variable is going to remain the same. So 8 by 4 is 2 and the variable is written along with it. So the final answer is 2x. So this is how it goes. We are going to estimate the sign first, then the number division, and followed by the variable division. Let us do the next part of it. So we are going to proceed further with the fourth part, where we have to divide minus 16px by minus 8. Dividend is minus 16px and the divisor is minus 8. You need to notice that both dividend and divisor are negative. So according to the rule, the result will be positive. If both of them are positive or both of them are negative, the result is always positive. So that's why we have minus 16 upon minus 8 and the variable stays the same. 16 by 8 is 2 because 8 into 2 is 16. So the final answer is 2px. Moving on to the next part, which is the seventh part here. We are going to divide 3x by minus 1. Now dividend is 3x and the divisor is minus 1. Only one of these two is negative, so the result will be negative. 3 will be divided by minus 1 and the result will be minus 3 and the variable will be written as it is. So the result is minus 3x. Similarly, you have to do the rest of the parts of this question. Moving on to question number 2, wherein we have to divide minus 15pq by 3q. So here in the divisor we have a variable 2. Since only the dividend is negative, the result will be negative. So what we are going to do, we are going to divide the number by number and the variable by variable. So 15 upon 3 and pq upon q. 15 upon 3 is 5 because the sign is already taken as negative, and pq divided by q, q and q will be cancelled, so we are left with p. So the final answer is minus 5p. Next is the fifth part of the same question, wherein we have to divide 36x cube y cube by minus 6xy. Only the divisor is negative, so the result will be negative. 36 will be divided by 6, and then we are going to apply the rules of exponents. When the bases are same and we are going for division, the powers are subtracted. So we have x to the power 3 minus 1, y to the power 3 minus 1. So the final answer is minus 6 x square y square. Moving on to the eighth part of the same question, where the dividend is minus 168 a square b square c x square and the divisor is minus 7 a b square x square. Going further, because both of them are negative, the dividend and the divisor, so the result is positive. Dividing the number by number, 168 upon 7, and then applying the rules of exponent. A to the power 2 minus 1, the power of the numerator minus the power of the denominator. B to the power 2 minus 2, C is alone, so C is as it is, x to the power 2 minus 2. Now, what do we have? 168 upon 7 is 24. A to the power 1 will make it A, C to the power 1 will make it C. B to the power 0 and x to the power 0 will be converted to 1 because anything to the power 0 is 1. So our final answer is 24AC. Similarly, you have to do the rest of the parts of question number 2. Moving ahead with question number 3, wherein we have to simplify. This time the dividend has a binomial. In question number 1 and in question number 2, we were having only monomials. That means a single term was there in the dividend. This time if you see the dividend, we have ax minus bx, means two terms are there. And we are going to divide by a single term, that is by a monomial, and that is minus x. Because only the divisor is negative, the result will be negative. What happens in this case? Each term of the binomial, or we can say each term of the expression, will be divided by the divisor, because divisor is a single term. So I am rewriting it as ax divided by minus x. The sign of the expression is taken again, the second term, minus bx will be divided by minus x. So ax divided by minus x, the result will be minus a, minus bx divided by minus x will be minus b. Now once we are going to open the bracket, it will become minus into minus, that is plus. So the result will be minus a plus b. So that becomes our final answer. Moving ahead with the fourth part of the same question, again we have a binomial being divided by a monomial. Each term of the expression will be divided by the divisor. So I am rewriting it as the first term of the expression divided by the divisor minus the second term of the expression divided by the divisor. Remember, the sign in between the brackets, if you see, is minus. That is all because of the sign along with the second term of the first expression. Solving it further, applying the rules, 20 upon 5, and then applying the rules of exponent. So the final answer we have is 4x to the power 4, y to the power 3, z to the power 2, minus 2x to the power 3, y to the power 2, z. So this is all this. We are going to solve this part. Moving ahead with the sixth part, wherein we have a trinomial now. Why so? Because if you see the first expression, there are three terms in it. But again, we are going to divide this expression by a divisor which is having only a single term in it. So each term of the first expression will be divided by the divisor. Solving it further, applying the same rules, we are going to get the final answer as 4x to the power 6, y to the power 2, z to the power 3, plus 5x to the power 5, y, z to the power 2, minus 6x to the power 4, z. So this is how you are going to do question number 3. Moving ahead with question number 4, wherein we have more than one term in the divisor. So we are going to do it like a normal division in mathematics, like we do in normal arithmetic. Similarly, we are going to do it for algebraic expression. So we have a dividend and we have a divisor. So writing it in this format, we are going to concentrate on the first term of the dividend. Remember, you need to notice one more thing in the dividend, that the terms in the dividend should be arranged according to the decreasing order of power of the variable. So if you see, we have m square followed by minus 3m followed by minus 10. So it is the decreasing order of powers of the variable m. Now we are going to divide it by m minus 5. So what you need to concentrate in here is the first term of the dividend and the first term of the divisor. Now you have to see that what should be multiplied to the first term of the divisor to make it m square. Yes, we have to multiply it by m. So if you multiply it by m, what will it become? It will become m square, and this m will be multiplied to the second term of the divisor also. So it will be m into minus 5. So it will make it minus 5m. So the result after multiplying m to m minus 5 is m square minus 5m. So like it happens in normal division, we are going to subtract this result. So once we subtracted, the sign of the expression changes. Each term of the second expression will change. Because m square was positive here, it will become negative if you see the bracket. And minus f5m was negative, so it will become positive in the bracket. So the second expression, the signs are changed for each term. Now m square minus m square, because it will be taken as negative, the second expression. M square minus m square will give you 0. Minus 3m plus 5m will give you the positive sign, because the greater number is positive now, 5 is greater. So the result will be 5 minus 3, that is 2. So the result is 2m followed by the remaining term, that is minus 10. Again, our concentration is on the first term of the dividend, that is 2m, and the first term of the divisor, that is m. So what should be multiplied to m to make it 2m? It is plus 2. So see the quotient, it is plus 2. Plus 2 will be multiplied to m, which will make it 2m. Plus 2 will also be multiplied to the second term of the divisor, that is minus 5. So plus 2 into minus 5 will give you minus 10. So we get 2m minus 10 as the result of the product. Again, applying subtraction, plus will convert to minus and minus will convert to plus. 2m minus 2m will be 0, minus 10 plus 10 will be 0. So our final answer is quotient is equal to m plus 2 and the remainder is equal to 0. Now in this particular question we need to verify the result also. Now how to verify it? In order to cross check your result, you have to see that divisor multiplied to quotient and the remainder added to it should give you the dividend. That means divisor into quotient plus remainder should be equal to dividend. So taking the left hand side, we have m minus 5 into m plus 2, and then we will add 0 to it. 0 added to anything is the same thing. So let us multiply m minus 5 with m plus 2. So we will open the first bracket and multiply each term of the first bracket to the second bracket. So in the next step we have m into m plus 2 minus 5 into m plus 2. So what do we have next? We have m square plus 2m minus 5m minus 10. Solving the like terms, we will have m square minus 3m minus 10. This is the end result of the left hand side. Now what do we have on the right hand side? We have the dividend. And what is the dividend? It is m square minus 3m minus 10. So since left hand side is equal to right hand side, that means the divisor into quotient plus remainder is actually equal to the dividend. Hence our answer is correct. So let's move ahead with the next part, that is the sixth part of the same question. We have a dividend and a divisor. We are proceeding further in the same manner. So you are going to get the result as 2x square plus x minus 1 and the remainder as 0. And like we have done in the previous question, we are going to cross check it in the same manner. Moving ahead, we have question number 5, wherein we have to divide 12 minus 17a plus 13a square minus 2a cube by minus a plus 5. Now the divisor is fine. We have minus a plus 5. But look at dividend. Like I have told you in the very first question that we have to rearrange the terms according to the decreasing order of powers of the variable. Here the variable is a if you see the dividend. So what did we do? We have rearranged it. So what is the end result of the dividend? The dividend becomes minus 2a cube plus 13a square minus 17a plus 12. I did not change the sign. I have kept the sign as it is, but I have only rearranged the dividend in terms of the decreasing order of power of the variable. So now I am going to divide it in the same manner like I have done it in the previous questions. So minus a and minus 2a cube are to be seen first. Minus 2a cube is the first term of the dividend and minus a is the first term of the divisor. So what should be multiplied to minus a to make it minus 2a cube? We require 2a square. So 2a square will be multiplied to both the terms, minus a also and plus 5 also. So what do we get? We get minus 2a cube plus 10a square. Subtracting it, minus will become positive and plus will become minus. Minus 2a cube plus 2a cube will be 0. Plus 13a square minus 10a square. So the sign of the greater number is positive. 13 minus 10 is 3. So we have 3a square followed by the remaining terms, that is minus 17a plus 12. Now our focus is on 3a square and the first term of the divisor is minus a. So what should be multiplied to minus a to make it a plus 3a square? So it has to be minus 3a. Why minus 3a? Because minus into minus will become plus and 3a into a will make it 3a square. So minus 3a will be multiplied to both the terms of the divisor. So we get 3a square minus 15a. Subtracting it again, plus will become minus and minus will become plus in the second expression. 3a square minus 3a square is 0. minus 17a plus 15a, the sign of the greater number is taken, that is minus 17 minus 15 is 2. So we get minus 2a and the remaining term, that is plus 12. Again, the focus is on minus 2a as the first term of the dividend and minus a as the first term of the divisor. Minus a into what will give us minus 2a. So the answer is plus 2, because plus 2 into minus a will be plus into minus minus, and 2 into a is 2a. So plus 2 will be multiplied to both the terms of the divisor. We get minus 2a plus 10. Subtraction happens again. Minus becomes plus, plus becomes minus. Minus 2a plus 2a is 0. Plus 12 minus 10, the sign of the greater number is plus, so it is plus. 12 minus 10 is 2. So the remainder is 2. So our final answer is quotient is equal to 2a square minus 3a plus 2, and the remainder is 2. Similarly, we are going to continue with the next part of the question, that is the fourth part, wherein we are going to divide the dividend by the given divisor in the same manner. So you need to see here that the dividend given here is x cube minus 6x square plus 11x minus 6, and the divisor is x square plus 2. There is no problem of rearranging the terms in the dividend, so we are keeping it as it is. Focus is on x cube and the first term of the divisor is x square. What should be multiplied to x square to make it x cube? It is x. So x will be multiplied to both the terms of the divisor. Now the problem here is x into x square will give you x cube, but x into 2 will give you 2x. So our x square term is not coming. So what did I do here? I have put a plus 0 under x square, because x square term is not there. So you can always put a plus 0. It hardly makes a difference. And 2x is written under the x term. Subtraction happens, plus becomes minus, and again plus becomes minus. X cube minus x cube is 0. 11x minus 2x, the sign of the greater number is plus, so it is 11 minus 2, 9x. But thus x square term which was added to 0 will be written first, because it has to be decreasing order of power. So what do we have? We have minus 6x square plus 9x minus 6. Remember, all the remaining terms from the dividend are noted down. Now the focus is minus 6x square. What should be multiplied to x square to make it minus 6x square? So the result is minus 6. So minus 6 will be multiplied to both the terms. So we have minus 6x square minus 12. X term is not coming, so I have put 0 in place of it. Subtraction happens, minus becomes plus and minus again becomes plus. Minus 6x square plus 6x square will be 0. Plus 9x plus 0 will be 9x. Minus 6 plus 12 will be plus 6. So we are left with 9x plus 6. Now because the first term of the dividend is less than the first term of the divisor, our calculation stops here. So what is our final answer? The quotient is x minus 6 and the remainder is 9x plus 6. This ends the fourth part of question number 5. Similarly, you have to attempt the rest of the questions given in the PDF. Remember, whatever question is being discussed in the PDF, you are going to do the same in the fair notebook, and the remaining questions are to be tried in some rough notebook. Kindly keep your work completed, and if you have any sort of query, you can post it as a comment. Students, I know that the unit test is going on, and that is the only reason why I did not post any study material last week. But we need to complete the syllabus. That's why I am posting both the exercises today, so that you can complete this particular chapter, that is exercise 2C and 2D, as your remaining exercises in your fair notebook. Again, I am reminding you, in case you face any sort of query, please post it as a comment under this post which I am making for the exercises. Take care of yourself, stay safe. Thank you so much, class, and keep your work completed.